Hello! Today we're going to be making a beautiful flower pot. This is made from an SVG file that we sell on our Etsy store, Alicorn Studio. And you can use your Cricut machine or Silhouette to use the file and cut out the pieces. So this first one I made, I used really bright colors. And the second one I'm doing, I'm going to use soft pastels. So I'm going to start with the pot piece, and this piece goes at the top of the pot, and it's what all the flowers attach to. So I'm going to start off with this top piece, and I'm going to fold in that little circle right there. And then I want to go to these little tabs here, and I'm going to bend the end just like so. Bend the end in on both sides. It will look like that. Okay, and you're going to do that to the one right next to it too. And we're going to do this so that these tabs will lock in place really well so that the pot stays together. Now we're going to push these. You don't want to do it this way. You don't want to do it from the inside to the outside. You want to do it from the outside to the inside. You're going to push those tabs through the holes. And then on the back side, make sure that those ends pop back out. Right there. And what that does is it locks it together. So we have a nice firm hold on that without having to use any glue there. Now up here I'm going to fold in these three little tabs here. I'm going to push those to the inside. And then from this side here, I'm just going to use my glue gun. I'm going to add a tiny bit to each of these tabs. And I'm going to push those out so that it's nicely formed, like so. And now our top is together. Now we're going to assemble the bottom part of the pot. You're going to start off same way by folding in this top part like that. And then we're going to go to these tabs over here. Fold those all in. You can actually work from the back side here. It's a little simpler. Just like so. Now we're going to curl it around. Again, you're going to push the tabs from the outside to the inside. Oop, that one came unfolded. This is probably the trickiest part of this, is just getting those in there, but then once they're in, from the inside here, you can just kind of push those ends down just to make sure that they're locked. And as you can see, we've got a nice firm hold. Now we're going to go up to the top. We're going to fold each of these tabs down. Like so. Tuck them into the inside. Oop, it's hard to kind of get them all in, but once you do, then flip it over, go to this side. And this part's going to be a little trickier, but you're going to add a little dab of glue to each one of those tabs and then just push it into place. You could actually do this from the top side as well. Probably two at a time, maybe. And just work your way around. This last three I might try to do all at the same time. It's okay if you spill a little out. This part of the pot is going to be underneath a bunch of leaves and flowers anyway. This last one is going to be tricky. Okay. Kind of push them from the back side. Okay. And there we go. We have the pot part of the flower pot. Now, we're going to want to put this top onto the bottom half. So just like we did to the other tabs, we're going to fold those little ends in just like that. You can see how they fold like that. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do the whole thing just like that. And once you've gone all the way around, we're going to find this seam. And then we're going to pick up the pot, and you're going to find the seam on the pot. And we're going to want to make sure that those seams are lined up. And you're going to be using the slots that are slightly more towards the inside. So if you see one of the rings is a little more towards the inside, and then there's these slightly smaller ones that are more towards the outside. Those are where the leaves are going to go. And we're going to push this piece into the ones that are slightly more toward the inside of this circle. So again, we're going to line up these two seams here, and it's going to go right there. And it's perfectly fine to do this just one tab at a time. So I'm going to push one in, push the next one in. It's okay to put your hand in and, kind of wiggle it into place if you need. They should kind of, pop in, and those little ends you folded in should kind of open up in there, which will lock it into place. Now if you get to a last one like this and then it's, hard to bend, you might need to manipulate it just a little to get in there. That is okay. Okay, and then once that's on, you can turn it to the inside, and if you want, you can kind of reach up in there and just make sure the ends of those are like unfolded, but they should pretty much stay into place without doing that. You can see it's really not coming apart. Okay, so we have our base. And now we're going to add the leaves in. So the leaves are going to add into these little holes that we can see out here. There's three types of leaves. There are these viney leaves, these more kind of, palm leaves maybe, and then these really solid, larger leaves. So just like we did before, we're going to fold these tabs inward. You're going to want to do that on all of them, but then we're also going to give these leaves a little shape and dimension. So with these big ones, what I'm going to do is start at the tip, push my thumb in right there at the tip to give it just a little crease, pinch it, and then it doesn't need to be evenly. You can make them even, or you can do it a little off center. You can see this, I'm doing just a little off center. You want to fold down the leaf. And then you're going to open it up, and then I curl the edge. So run your finger along there, curl this end. And it just gives the leaf like this nice little dimension to it. So I'll do that to my other two leaves. Fold the ends in. Press my thumbnail right there at the end, and then pinch. Fold down the leaf. I curl it a little while I'm doing that sometimes, just to give it a little character. And then you're going to fold this outside edge. I'm sorry, not fold. You're going to just kind of roll it around your fingertip to give it just a little bit of that like natural little curl. And do that to our last one. Fold the tabs in. Press the nail at the end. Pinch it. Curl down the leaf. Roll the edge. And you've got another nice little leaf. So we got those three there. Now I'm going to put those three in first. There are an even number of slots, and you're just going to pick 3 holes. I like to kind of imagine there's a triangle. Again, these should kind of lock into place. You may need to flip it over, make sure that those little ends pop out, but once they do, that leaf is in there. And then we're just going to add our other 2 as well. So I kind of made a bit of a triangle with it, but you can see it's a bit of a skewed triangle because there's an even number of holes and an odd number of leaves. So now we're going to do these next leaves. These we're going to give a little curl. So I'm going to bend it right there at where it meets with the stem, and then just take my fingers and kind of roll it on my nail. I'm going to do that to each leaf. Don't know if I can show a side view here. You're kind of pushing your nail up against the paper as you roll down it, almost like how you would curl ribbon. Like that. I can show you on a bigger one on the next one. And then you also want to fold in these 2 ends. Now on this one, you don't want to fold in the second ends. That keeps it from going all the way through the hole. Just that outermost, those 2 tabs, you want to fold those in like that. Now let's see if I can show you on this one, on some of these bigger leaves. Fold it in, put your nail against it. You see how my nail is kind of pushing up against it? I'm kind of curling it along my finger like so. That's how you want to do each of these. It's almost like curling curly Q ribbon on a gift. Fun little curl to that little leaf. And we'll do our last one, same way. Kind of like, sometimes I just kind of fluff them too like that, make them a little springy. You want them to feel like, you know, they've got a little life to them and they're not just flat leaves. Like you walked into a greenhouse where everything was made of paper, but it was still growing. Okay, there we go. And now, just like we did with the last ones, how we kind of made a triad or in threes, we're going to pick out 3 holes. Now, we're still going to end up with 2 that don't have anything in them yet. But I'm going to pick this one over here. And I'm going to pick this one here. And I'm going to pick this one here. Those locked in pretty easily. But again, if you want, you can flip it over. Just make sure that those are totally locked in by putting your hand inside and spreading those tabs open, just to make sure they're not going to pop out later. Very nice. And now we're going to do these last little viney leaves. Now there's 6 of them, and they're all a little different, you know, because we want it to still look organic, even though it's made of paper. I like to do these leaves the same, so very similar to how I did these. So I'm going to press my thumb at the end, but then I just kind of pinch down a little, and that's all I do. Right there, pinch down. I like to bend them a little at the branch too. There. Pinch down the leaf. And then these little curls, you can kind of curl it with your finger. You can spiral it a little if you want it to look more, you know, curly-Q. And then again, we just fold those ends in like we did before of that tab. And let's just do that to all of them. Again, pinching, folding down. First couple you do will probably take you a little longer, and then you'll get faster at it as you go. That one didn't have a curly-Q, so no curly-Qs to make. You can actually imprint all the leaves at once if you want. Then go through and fold them. All kinds of different ways to basically accomplish the same goal. Because after all, this is art. So it's okay to put your own little touches of expression into it and make it your own. Oh, I forgot to fold the ends in, those tabs. And our last one here. Just another note too, you can, there's no really right or wrong side of these leaves. You know, whether you're folding it this way or flipped over the other way, it doesn't matter. Just grab it, do it one way or the other. Again, they're supposed to look kind of organic. This isn't, you know, super structured. There's no real right or wrong direction. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to fold these in. Now these, you're going to pick 6 different places to put them. So you're definitely going to want to pick these 2 holes where you don't have anything yet. And I like to use the ones in those holes that have a little more to them. Like this one has 5 leaves. I'm going to put it right here. Then I'll pick another one. This has 3, well, this one has 4 leaves and a curlicue, so I'll put it over here. And then with the rest of these, you're going to double up. So there's 4 more, and we're going to pick 4 different places where there's going to be multiples. So I'm going to pick right here for a multiple. I like to do them on top of these bigger leaves. Oop, drop that one on the floor. And I'm actually going to put my extra one on top of this other one. And again, kind of gives it that really organic feel. It's not the same from every angle. It's kind of wild and free and different. And that's how we do the base.